My name is Tina Stefanou and I'm an artist who works with sculpture, film, voice and sound. I work with lots of different communities and animals and create these cinematic trace events that are both site-specific and filmic. The title of the exhibition, You Can't See Speed, is a type of question for us all about how we register progress and that we can't actually see the consequences of our aspirations right now. There's a whole array of moving images that move through the space, performances filmed from 2021 to 2025. You've got wax hooves, sculpted screens, a lot of singing. There's dirt bikes, there's a new soundtrack that's been made. And the title of the exhibition, You Can't See Speed, references my collaborators' experience of the world as a blind dirt bike rider. I met Matthew Cassar through my partner Joseph Franklin. He was looking for a dirt bike on Facebook Marketplace. Matthew just said to him, "Please don't ride off with it. I won't be able to see where you're going, I'm blind." Matthew expressed to Joe how he navigates the world through voice and through touch. And Joe made the connection that this could be a really amazing discussion between him and I. It only began as a discussion. You Can't See Speed is a film commission, but also an environment. It features a 6.2 metre ramp that has evil eyes and crystals growing from it. It features a waterfall that's hand-grown from borax crystals that Romany Harper has been labouring over for the past few months. And it also features 12-channel audio that runs through the ramp, so it rattles and resonates with the sounds of Matthew's voice, with the sound of my voice, trumpets, and 13 dirt bikes that we've recorded. Another interest of working with Matthew Cassar was learning about his relationship to adrenaline and to high-performance contexts. He has a dream of attempting the largest jump in the world as a blind man, and when he told me this story, I just thought, well, if he can do that, surely I can deal with what it means to be an emerging artist. And so as he goes through this journey, which you see in the film, I'm also coming to terms with my own aspiration for better, for worse, as an emerging artist exhibiting in such a big space. There's a relationship or coalescence between Matthew's aspiration and experience of trying to cross sensorial thresholds and my experience of crossing class thresholds. The room really is thinking about resonance, is really thinking about the surfaces that exists and how sound penetrates those places. When I sing into it, my literal voice is rattling infrastructure. The room and the building becomes an instrument. Throughout the show, there's these articulations in the walls where the thresholds are, so where the doors are in the space, and it's a place that people can touch and know where they are. They're from a living cast made from my friend Breeze, one of the elder horses at the Jockleberry farm that I have been working with for 10 years. Horses are important to me because they're my friends, because I spend a lot of time with them. They're part of my community. And it was never a kind of aesthetic strategy to work with them. It was just kind of the magic of day-to-day relations and what that can generate. So there are lots of horse films in this show. There's also references to the original cinematic actor, which is the horse, which motion capture technologies were modelled on. Creative vocal captions is an expanded, experimental, relational tool to think about closed captioning differently. For instance, my mother-in-law is miming in front of mines in Latrobe Valley, Gippsland, and she's also describing what is on the screen in her own way. She also is deaf, and so we hear her amazing resonance that she can produce, and this interruption of what is legible. Just because you describe what's visually on the scene doesn't mean that you actually describe the feeling. I've worked very closely with Matthew. I work very closely with teenagers. I work very closely with my family. So I'm coming from those communities, and I'm not thinking about them in terms of access. I'm thinking about in terms of life living, that I'm not a fly in, fly out, that there is the responsibility to keep returning to these places, not as interesting things to capture and then to show into city art spaces or regional art spaces for that matter. But what is the actual lived kind of consequences of an idea?